dream. All did everything.
The project was, just so creative, and it was evolving as we were approaching it in the studio and deciding what songs, how they would, manifest as we went. Sometimes there was days where I'd drive up thinking we were going to be working on one song, and Robert says, "Hey, I got a new one I'm working on. Let's just let's see what we can do with it." And a lot of that was just very organically happening in the studio while we were working. Right. So that made it a little different from a lot of projects where, bands are out there playing week to week and playing the local clubs, and so the songs are kind of already solidified by the time you're ready to go into the studio. Man, I don't know. Robert was so great about just, bouncing ideas around, and if he heard something good, more of that. So I feel really great about where the keyboard parts landed overall. I think it's some of the best work I've personally done, and not just because it's part of one of the greatest projects I think I've been involved with. Truly, and I'm not just saying that. I think the spirit of these songs is so strong. They have so much to say. What Robert brought to the table with them is just amazing. So that allows all of us, my keyboard parts, that's just one piece of it, to really shine and take on life. There's so many good ones, but yeah, I love Turn the Record Over. Straight Line, I think, is a killer. It's got a little bit of everything, so whatever kind of music you're into, there's a song that's like, man, that's a really good one of those.
Right. Are you going to come back for round two?
Oh, I would love to. I'd love to do anything with Robert and all of these guys. And Robert and his music, it's just so inspirational and something I love being a part of.
I've never recorded an album before, and it's been quite the experience. I've loved every second of it during COVID year. Couldn't play out, and to be able to do it with Robert Reynolds and these guys, my friend Daryl, I haven't played with in years, and it's been quite the experience. It's come together really well. I really like it.
What is there a song that stands out to you?
Magic. I like Magic really well because it has to do with Tom Petty, one of our favorite artists, and he just passed recently.
Yeah. There's some.
Actually, they're playing it right now.
It's like they heard us talking. So Magic stands out. The process of building an album is so, it's deep. There's a lot of moving parts. Mm-hmm. So is there something that was surprising to you? Is it the first time you've been on albums, or something that's,
Just how you have to emphasize on every little part. I've been used to playing live, and when that light red goes on, it's a little more pressure.
So yeah, during this whole process of COVID, the album's been made. You haven't played this live at all yet?
No.
Okay, so people that are watching this is going to be the first live playing by you of the songs.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So don't mess up.
I probably will. Maybe you won't notice.
Is there anything that, with your process, the way that you play, is there anybody that you kind of emulate or follow, especially for these songs on this album? There's someone you think of when playing, as far as the style?
Stan Lynch, the Tom Petty, these kind of songs reflect that kind of groove, and all the influences that I've had, Ringo, and whatever I can come up with on my little head, I try to put in there.
That's awesome. So is there anything that you could say round two? Are you going to come back if there's another album?
Absolutely. If Robert hired me, I'm going to be on there for sure.
it's hard to step back from something that you're a part of and be objective, you know, because you're listening to your little part and not listening to the whole sometimes. And so if I can sit and listen to something over and over and not get sick of it like really quick, that's usually a good sign. Because I'd heard some of the tunes and I'd heard about some of the tunes, and then I'm familiar with Robert's work in the past with the Mavericks and with a band called Swag that was just an amazing bunch of songs. But anyway, that's kind of why I said sure, yeah, I'd love to do it. I'm just a groove guy.
Right.
That's what I think a bass player's job is, at least from the context of what I enjoy doing. I mean, I'm not a soloist. I don't care to play bass guitar solos. My tone isn't really designed for that. I'm just like an old groove guy, and I play old basses and old amps, and because that's what I like. They're old like me. Oh man, there's an acoustic one which I'm not really playing. There's just a few notes toward the end, and forgive me, the titles are all still kind of not in my head because I play in so many different projects and play so many different songs by other artists too.
Butterfly Highway?
Butterfly Highway. That's a really good tune. To get to work in the studio and in small groups and stuff, it's a way of playing music, which is my sanity. That's how I keep saying. It keeps my fingers a little bit nimble, than they might be if I just... I lucked out with COVID hit. About the time everything got shut down, I had an accident with a table saw in one of my fingers, and the table saw won. So I was kind of, it hit at a good time. It took a while to heal up, and just about the time Robert called me was when I was like, maybe I can play now. And it was, but where you're doing just a couple of songs here and there, it was pretty easy to work around.
Are you gonna come back for round two?
Sure, if he wants me.
All right. So it's key of A, I guess we know that, but... And you remember, Daryl, that bridge thing is the... Okay, and do this though. Come up with something on the breaks, like the when we come into the after the chorus. And you took my rock right. I believe your magic. That sounds great. Okay, stop here. Yeah, and then come. It was real, and we were free. Oh, I held you for the summer, then I set you out to sea. Stop it here. I'm so tragic. So wait a minute. Show me what you got there, because I think that's going to go really, really well with this other part that I want to do.
Oh, I think it's great. I mean, I'm real happy with it. It turned out a lot. I knew it was going to be a good album. Who we're working with and everything, but it turned out it's great. This is the best thing that I've ever been involved with as far as recording wise, and even the live bands, it's awesome. Most of the times that I've recorded, I've been my own producer, basically, or maybe somebody's co-produced. Basically, I've just done what I felt to do. I didn't really have any other opinions on it. And this time I've been produced a lot more, and it's a lot better. This is more, this has got a lot of instruments in it, the stuff that we're doing. We're playing more for the song and just a bunch of guitar leads all the time in between, verses. We're trying to be tasteful with what we put into this music. I used three different guitars on the electric stuff. I used 2 different Stratocasters, and then I also used a Les Paul. I just like to play. If I'm in a studio playing, I'm just as happy as I am on a stage playing. Yeah.
So you coming back?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've already got enough songs for another record. I mean, this is a band, 67 Sun. That's our band. You know, hopefully in the future we'll get to do some live shows so everybody could come out and see us. That's our goal. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do another album.
2, 3. Let me turn this up a bit.
Magic as a song, it kind of surprised me when I looked back into like the first draft. I had no idea that it was already coming up on a couple of years old, and that's just sort of the odd nature of the gestation period in a song. Like, you know, there's the point at which it's just a couple of chords and a melody, then there's some lyric, and then before you know it, you're playing it around the house. But the ideas don't stop, and that's when you think, well, I've got these guys I play with, and maybe I'll show my hand a little bit and see what they think. And that's kind of common in a project like 67 Sun, where I have to be the first line of defense and get the junk out of the way so that I find the better song that I want to bring to the band. You know, a lot of my favorite moments writing are the last hour of my day, the last waking hour of my day. Might be midnight, 1 o'clock, or later, and Michelle has gone to bed, and I pick up the guitar and I find a spot in the house where it feels just right. The reason I've often said it's a tribute really to Tom Petty is that the word magic and the meaning of this word as it relates to the song is, well, music is magic. It was to Tom, or, you know, that music is one of the really few magical things in life. It was for him, and it remains so for me. Every writer that cares about their song can at least claim that they're going to stand by their words and their music. Was it a lie? Was it a dream? You know, it's like, and I think that's all about loss. And when I say she even took my rock and roll, I think somewhere in there, these are so channeled. I'm being very honest with you, and I'm shy to even say this, but I think it's really coming from a subconscious place, because I feel like I was singing about loss before I even knew it. And the loss to me is probably personal losses. You know, I did leave the music business properly, meaning the real business of music, and I lost bandmates that I loved, and I lost a band I loved, and I lost a lot. And so when I say, you know, and she even took my rock and roll, she might not be a person. I might be personifying loss, pain, the things in life that rob us of our joys. She might not be a person, but more life's journey. She even took my rock and roll. And then I say, but I believe in magic. And then, as redeeming as that is, I ended on, and that's, I'm so tragic, because in a way I come back to the loss again, you know. I'll be in a second.